I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video, we actually have to do some work. It is day 2 of the daily updates, and we're going to start the preparation of what are the foundations to get to $1 million a year business. And that's basically the goal. And it starts quite simple, actually. Like, it's not overcomplicated, in my opinion. It always starts the same. But first of all, thank you so much to everybody who has watched the first video. 47 subscribers on the first video. I really do appreciate the support from the old channel video as well. All the people that came over, the watch time. I am humbled by all the comments that everybody gave in terms of 5 years since I've released a video on that channel, and over 250 views, a dozen comments. I really do appreciate it, guys. Very, very nice. But yeah, this journey is basically on, and I have a clear plan of what I want to do, YouTube-wise, Twitter-wise, LinkedIn-wise. So first I'll explain, we'll go back to the drawing board, what actually the goal is here. So my expertise is obviously media buying, right? So media buying, but it goes a little bit beyond that, right? I've done 3 exits. I'm working on the 4th one. It's basically online marketing. So let's call it media buying, which flows to online marketing as the main umbrella pillar, right? Now, the real question is, what makes it unique? Well, obviously, I've ran big campaigns here and I've done big campaigns on the online marketing. The unique part here is the Web3, call it digital assets, crypto, whatever you want to call it. I'm just referring to it here as Web3 digital assets. And this triangle, which let's call it the triangle of Colin's value, is where the expertise is. Now, what I want to do is I want to offer a lot of value, which I'm doing. So we're going to do that on YouTube, which I'm doing right here. And I will have another business channel that I'm launching next week. There's long form, boring content, kind of similar to this, but this is the journey, and that the other side is the explainer videos on how to do things. Then we have LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn is very important in this strategy, and I'll explain why. I really need to get like one of these pens because this is terrible. But yeah, YouTube, LinkedIn, and then X. X is easy. So I'm not going to overstretch myself. I'm going to do 3 channels, and the YouTube videos will also be transcribed and put on a blog. But this is like an AI automated system that I send up. It takes like 2 minutes. So that's nice. So LinkedIn and X is a lot of work, and the YouTube is obviously the majority of the work. Now, I have always done really well with my personal business understanding, and there's different opinions on these matters, but my opinion on it is really simple. I give value, right? And value, it might be different things, advice, feedback, how to do things. I do the things for you. I deliver a service, I deliver a product, but I deliver value. And in return, people give me money. It's as simple as that. That's how I see business works. If you give more value, let's say double value, you get double money, right? So you have to figure out what is the most amount of value that you can deliver, and you can make the most money, right? This is how these things work. So I'm working on this very simple analogy that makes the circle work. I give value, and in return I get money. Now, of course, there is such a thing as patience, right? Like, we have to figure out what is it that people want. So we know we have to stay within this triangle because that is what is valuable. Now, I'm going to create content to offer free value into the market without asking anything back. So basic psychology that works always really well. If you want people to like you, or maybe, not guaranteed, but maybe buy something from you in the future, do something for them for free. And if you then later maybe ask for something, it is more likely that it will convert, right? Very simple. So in this case, I don't think I will have any relevant products for this channel, but for the other channel, I have a plan which I'll explain to you guys how we're going to monetize it, right? So offer value, get money back. Now, in that case, very simple. I'm making YouTube videos, so this is 2 channels. This is 1 profile, and this is 1 X account. So each of these channels has their own problems. One, this is the daily channel. So I have obviously, let's say my crypto channels, all the other things, but this one has like 26.3, this one has 18,000, but this is the channel where I will release the new B2B content, and I will show it next week when it's ready. And this is the daily updates channel, right? So this now has one video, and this one will be the second one. So the content, the value will bring in dollars. Now, how is that exactly mapped? We need to make a tracker because I like to measure things. And I'm going to do it very basic, nothing fancy. The difference here, so we call this content performance tracker. The difference here is that we need to know what converts how, right? So this is the daily updates channel. Right, so we're going to talk about how should we do it. Now I'm probably going to hang on. So I will need the subscriber. So this is the date. So the date today is the 29th of March 26. And if I drag it, okay, that's not good. I need to format the date, data. We're going to format the number to the date. But let's do custom date and time. I like to do it like this. So it didn't change. 2903. Format, number, date and time. Day, month, August. Yeah, that's fine. March. No, wait. It's like, what was it? 29th of March. If I write it like that, will it go? No. See, so you can already see these are the struggles of what needs to be done. 29/3/2026, like this. Because this will be very important for the overall tracking. Now, no, it says that it's working, but either I'm retarded and I don't know how it works, because now it's pulling in year again. But this has to be good because we'll be working with it for quite a while. Okay, anyway, I'll put in the dates later if it's such a big problem. I have my AI here so it can help me out. Let's see. Give me formula for dates in Google Sheets with the current date. I'm addicted to this AI stuff. Okay, so the daily channel subscribers are 47, right? So we're going to have a little bit of a boost initially because obviously I pushed people from a different social channel, although it was inactive for 5 years. It's still important, right? Okay, so you get all the different days. I don't need that. I just need today, right? Oh, but then every time it will be today. 29th of March 2026. Give me that. Okay, date is, boom, there we go. See, and then this one should be the next one. Is previous one +1, perfect. See, there we go. If you don't know, just got to ask the AI in this day and age. Okay, so we got 47 subscribers, right? The other channels we don't really need to track, but we do need to track the main one, and that's still 0, right? Because we haven't released any videos yet. This one will have 1 video a day. This one have 3, 4 a week, right? Okay, so then we need to do X. Let's leave one column here. So the problem is I haven't updated it yet, and it has too many followers. So it came from about 10,000 followers. I'm using this software called Circle Bloom to remove inactive followers. The reason I had 10,000 followers, although I have like shit engagement, is when I was the CEO of Inferno Labs, which is a big community-based agency that does a lot of campaigns on Twitter, everybody was following me in the hope that it would get something. And that's why I had 10,000 followers and I had a ton of great engagement in 2023. But then I stepped down as a CEO, made somebody else a CEO, and it kind of died. I was very inactive on this platform. So we cannot really put it in, but we'll have to later on. So I'm going to mark it that this should be done by about 1st of April. So I'm going to mark 1st of April here, that system needs to start. Then we have LinkedIn, which is followers is the metric. 2,635, and I'm already working on that right now, 635. So I want that to go up by about 10 per day. So that's the goal. So this would be plus 10, right? Or we can put comments on it. So comment is plus 10 per day. That's the goal, right? And for the daily update channel, I would love to have it plus 10 per day. 10 per day. And this is on average. So that means in a month from now, we should be at like 310 subscribers, right? Something like that. So I'm going to drag it for a month. This is what I have to see, I think, a little bit more in X because it's less relevant, right? So how it's going to go with growth, the growth will be like not linear usually, right? There will be like, it will move slower before and then it will go exponential like that. So this is basically the growth curve that we're going to see. And right now we're focused basically on 0 to 1 all the way here at the bottom. This little journey right here is what we're focused on. This right here, way in the beginning, not here. Then the blog, we can track visitors. I don't think it's relevant. I'm just doing it because of the sake how easy it is with the AI. Might get some SEO benefits in the future, but I don't think that's like super relevant to focus on right now. We need to go back to this. Okay, so value for money, then these audiences, they will grow, right? So by, what did I say? By 29th of April, right? So that's 29th/04. We need it to be YouTube 350 probably, right? Because we already had like 47. LinkedIn would then be 10 a day, 4,000-ish, right? So that's plus 400. So that would make it 4,000. And X, I don't know yet. But this is basically the targets. It is very important to have these targets, to know what we're working for, right? So we're making all this content to achieve these goals. Now, another interesting part, which I forgot, which is launching next week, is the newsletter, right? So we have to put in a newsletter. And I kind of have the same ambition on the newsletter or more. I want to have 500 people on the newsletter in month 1. So I'm going to take 1 month from the launch of the newsletter to get 500 people actually on that newsletter, and I will set that up. I'll show you guys how it works, all that. Why? Because again, I'm going to offer a lot of value to in the future get money, whatever that looks like. I mean, I have a variety of different product, community, ID, services. So there's basically like a full stack that we need to map out to see what can be done there. You know, what are the options? Now, one thing that I think is interesting on LinkedIn is the strategy that I'm following is very easy, right? So what I'm doing to basically get my connection request up and get more reach is I search for Web3 CMO. Very simple. So I need an audience of marketers at the end of the day. The reason is, why do we go for LinkedIn? It's because it is a relatively high quality audience and there's ton of engagement on LinkedIn. Very underused channel. Now, I'm looking to sell products to public companies, to bigger corporations, to more serious organizations. These tend to be active on X in the Web3 digital asset space in a personal setting. In a business setting where I can know what their jobs are, it's on LinkedIn. Facebook, irrelevant. Instagram, irrelevant. TikTok, irrelevant. Maybe one day we will venture out with content into these channels, but it's just me at the moment. I don't have a large team that I can utilize. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. I want to do it myself, and this is how we're going to go about it. So Web3 CMO, second connection, not first, because that means that they're already my connection. And third, I still have a lot of seconds, right? So let me see. Okay, so it doesn't allow me to search more because I've been doing it all week. So I think I have to upgrade to premium. But basically what I do is I don't send a connection request here. First, I view their profile. So most of them get a notification that I've viewed their profile. I check if it's relevant. Head of marketing, chief marketing officer, marketing director. So this guy has held a ton of marketing positions in all kinds of relevant companies. I just skim through it. Doesn't have to be too relevant. Then his last post was from 5 months ago. I'm going to like it. And one from 3 years ago, I'm going to like it. Why? People are going to say, that's weird. That's kind of an awkward vibe. It is. But it shows him that I want his attention, right? So I send him a connection request. So I view the profile. He gets a notification. I like his old posts, which is weird, right? Which is like, hey, why is this guy liking a post from 3 years ago and 5 months ago? And then I send him a connection request. The likeliness of him accepting now has gone up like 300%, right? I do the same thing with Cawthor, and I'm doing the same thing with Sarah. And I normally do like 20 a day. That's my target. And we're going to add that to a to-do list as well. And then we're going to like her stuff. She has any posts? Okay, so what's her name? Cawthor. She doesn't have any posts to like. She just has some like featured stuff. I don't really know how that works. She doesn't have any recent post. Maybe see all. Do I get something? She reposted that. I don't know if she's going to get a notification for that, but let's just try. And I already sent a connection request. Then Sarah, and same thing, like. This is from 1 day ago when she reposted that. Probably the guy she works for. Connection request, boom, done. Check if it's relevant, but I already saw it here, so all good. Okay, and then basically I do like 20. So if I refresh this all should say pending. Yep, there we go. And then basically acceptance comes in. So that's the plan. So now you see why I'm aiming for plus 10 a day, because I'm sending 20. So if I'm sending 20, I should be able to get 10. Now, something that I believe is important that I started doing yesterday, I just trialed it, which was pretty interesting, is there was this post from CoinDesk, right? And I just trialed it, and I want to try and implement it next week to see if it's going to do something. So on CoinDesk, which is like a big publication, they have 176,000 followers. They posted this bad deal, yeah? So they have like all these videos, they have like a podcast. And I was the only person to comment here, and it got 47 impressions. When I check it on my mobile, it says 120 impressions, right? Which I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting for a comment. That means that CoinDesk gets very low reach, right? With this many followers, they get pretty low reach. They're only at like 3 likes, 11 likes, 21 likes, very little. But what if I follow all these pages, and this one, I just put the video in Claude, and I said, give me a summary of what this is about. And then I wrote my comment, which is this, right? With an open hook. But if I follow all these big crypto pages that have like hundreds of thousands of followers combined, and I place these comments, I will get a lot of reach. It is not so said that I will get a lot of followers from it, but it will, in my opinion, my assumption would be that it helps the algorithm stimulate my content because I'm actively participating on LinkedIn. I've had LinkedIn for maybe 15 years, something like that, but I never did anything, right? Hardly ever. For one of my businesses, I used LinkedIn and wasn't even that relevant. So now I'm actually participating in the LinkedIn economy as a benefit active user for their platform, and I think they're going to push my profile a little bit more because I'm also writing one piece of content a day, right? So this is the tracker, right? And then we also have daily to-do list, daily to-do. And for LinkedIn, that is so LinkedIn, we have to write one post, right? And this is daily, right? One post. We're going to post 20 comments and 20 connections. So that's the connection flow that I just showed you, right? So we're going to insert the checkbox. And that's it for LinkedIn. So I'm going to write one post per day. I'm going to put 20 comments, high value comments, not I like it, good, read the substance, put some time in, write a good comment. And then 20 connections, right? On X, I'm actually going to take a different approach because it's a different platform. I'm going to do up to 6 posts per day. Yeah, I'm going to put 20 comments, and I'm going to do, what did it say? It said like 10 DMs or something. I'm not too sure about the DMs because I would have to implement this on Monday, which is tomorrow. Let's see. I don't really know what to DM, but I have a day to figure it out. Then we have YouTube, right? So on YouTube, I have the daily videos, which this is one of them. And then I have 4 videos a week on the, let's call it B2B channel, right? Which is not daily, but it's a pattern. And then all the videos need to go on a blog. Okay, and then that's my name. It's a very basic WordPress blog that I set up myself. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a podcast. This is basically a repurpose of a Q&A that I'm going to host. So if you look at my affiliate marketing channel from back in the day, I had so much content, right? That channel has 166,000 watch time worth of hours. 166,000, absolutely mind-blowing. If you would put one person in front of a computer to watch that watch time, it's almost 21 years, right? Absolutely insane. 24/7, if you just think about it, bang. Which means that, you know, the foundation of YouTube is truly a lot of value. I've been on YouTube 15, 16 years. Long time ago. I was too early basically back in the day, and I was too young, but I'm glad that I started with it so young, because look at where we are now, right? So I think that's very important. So the podcast is a repurpose of the Q&A, which is one of these videos here. And I will invite you all to join on the Q&A. It's live, right? And I think we'll have a interesting debate about topics, certain things, everything to discuss, right? So am I forgetting something? 1 LinkedIn post, 20 comments, 20 days. I think this is about it. This is on a daily basis. So this is weekly, and the rest is all daily, right? So this daily videos onto the blog, which I still need to do for yesterday. So I'm already slacking, but lots of things to do. Tomorrow is Monday again, so I'll be able to focus a little bit better. To do like 2 hours of walking with the dog today. Then what I'm going to do is I'm also going to take the comments of this channel. So if you guys have any questions for me, drop them down in the comments, because every day I will answer the comments. There's this guy called Nick, this guy, who basically, he has a channel. So like this is his AI channel. He has another channel which is like a daily updates channel that he used to do. It's not as active anymore, but this guy is basically the inspiration for these videos, and he always answers the question. I think it's very helpful. So I want to do that the same. So what you can see now, what do we have? We are yet to figure out what are we going to sell, what are we going to ask. But this is not about asking. First we give the value. That's my philosophy. I always give the value first, and once I figure out what I want to sell, I can offer it. And as long as I'm catering to the right audience. Why are we on LinkedIn? Why do I make boring, not edited video content on YouTube? Because it pulls in the right audience. Very important, extremely important. I have this crypto channel with 18,000 subscribers. I didn't ask that audience to come here like I did with my affiliate marketing audience. Why? Because it's not the right audience to watch these boring style videos. But the average watch time on my other channel, where I upload videos an hour long, some of these videos that are an hour long have an average watch time of like 20 minutes. People are used to the long form content because there's a ton of value in these videos, because I'm showing people how it's done step by step. That's what they like, and that's probably maybe even why you're here, because you enjoy that type of content. So we have to figure out together, what are we selling? Now, I'm not gonna lie, I obviously have a very good idea what I want to sell and how I want to sell it. I'm just not going to introduce it to you right now, because first we need to find something that I like to call content product market fit. If we have these targets on the tracker, is it viable to even reach that? Too many people go and start selling shit before providing the value, what's going to happen is the audience is not going to be happy. Yeah, motherfucker, you're just trying to sell me shit and make me buy your stuff. That's not good, right? No. So we don't want that. We want people to be happy, right? You gave us a ton of value, and now maybe you have something that I want and something that I want to buy, and then there's a better transaction, right? Even in this flow, I'm thinking of doing like a low resistance point, even on the B2B side, which is like, hey, this is how things are done, and you could use this. You can also use something else. You can do this. You can also do something else. You can ask me. You can also ask somebody else. And that's usually how I've done things, because I believe that I'm just a guy. I'm a guy that knows things. But there's a lot of people more smart than me. It is that I offer so much value that people say like, hey, Colin, I just want to work with you. And I say, I appreciate that. So we're going for content product market fit. Yeah. What's the feedback? What's the watch time? What is the growth of the social media? All these things we need to checkbox, before we go to the next level, which is the actual product market fit, right? So what's going to happen with the content? And that's why content marketing is so great. A lot of people don't want to do this because I don't want to be on camera. What if there's haters? I've made thousands of videos, right? So for me, all these objections, they don't exist. The problem is I have to commit to content because I'm lazy. It's just a me issue, not a people issue. So I like to do the work. I like to sit here for an hour talking to you guys, half an hour, whatever it is, upload the video, write the content, distribute it, right? To basically prove my theory of I can actually do these things. And that's my obsession. Although I'm a very lazy person, I like to think about things and then make them happen. I like to create things out of nothing. And I'm not an artist, I'm just a businessman. I am not creative at all. I am just creative about making money, right? So in this case, content product market fit, right? What does the content product market fit means? It means people like the content, we have the growth suits a purpose, which the product market fit connection makes happen. And then we hit all the targets because we're still operating a business. This is not a hobby. I don't want to make 1 million subscribers and make some AdSense money. I don't care about the subscribers. They're a goal towards the newsletter relative comparison, right? Okay. So we're looking for product market fit, and product market fit, what that means is we're not building products that nobody wants. This is a lesson that I learned with Deborah. A lot of people liked it, but they didn't like it enough to stay members for the money that I wanted to charge. So first, introduce the products to your audience, spend a little bit of money, validate it, take it to the next level, validate it again, take it to the next level, validate it again. Don't go here spending 100K on a product that nobody wants. Spend 5K, validate it, spend another 25K, validate it, spend 100K. The validation for me is very easy. If you say you like it, I don't give a fuck. If I spend 5K, I need to make plus 5K selling it before I take it to the next level. Now, who's going to buy, because this is basically a bare bone MVP, even that, right? Maybe it's less than an MVP. Who's going to give me 5K so I don't run at a loss? I mean, I have the money, but I'm also thinking about like you guys, right? I could just put down 100K right now, develop the whole product. I have a ton of experience. It's unlikely to go wrong. But that's not the way I like to do things. And that's definitely not how you should do things if you've never done it before. So I always like to follow this route. I might be stingy. Yes, I could just put down 100K, develop the product. It's not about that. I don't like to do things that way. I like to find product market fit. So we're going to make a bare bone MVP. And I'm going to spend 5K with the developer usually, as online product. And then I'm going to charge people up to 5K, right? Total revenue before we take it to the next level. This is a bare bone MVP. What are people going to say? Oh, it's not good. Oh, this, oh, that. Doesn't matter because I provide so much value, right? That people want it. They will say, hey, mate, fuck it. Whatever you've built, I believe it. You know, we've seen you go about it. Here's $100. I will trial the product and I will wait another month for the real MVP, which is here, right? Which I'm saying like, okay, so we spent 5K, we made 5K, we're break even. Now let me spend 25K to get a real MVP and I will hook everybody that paid this. I will hook them up for free on this new, better product. Okay, more people come in, we go plus 25K. Everybody that came in here is happy. So what I'm doing is I'm rewarding their loyalty because they were loyal to me about getting the MVP ready because they saw the value that I was bringing and not asking anything initially in return. Then from this level, we're repeating that plus 100K to take it to like an enterprise version right here. And we hook all these people up here with a free version of this because they've already paid. Free version meaning is they're staying on their, if it's a SaaS, they stay on their original subscription. If it's a content piece, they get free access. If it's a product, we ship them the additional products, right? So boom, boom, boom. But you can see the pattern. You have to understand the pattern. It's work before money, value before money. Then it's content, work before money. And the money here is not dollars, it's insights. What is working, what isn't working? What do people like, what don't they like? Because of the content that I make, right, I know for a fact my audience, right, so let's say the audience is going to be 98% male, right? It's going to be a mix of tier one, maybe tier one demographic will be like 60%. And then the tier three demographics, according to the advertising, will be 40%. There's relatively little tier two, right? Maybe a mix in between. So this will be the distribution because it usually always is based on how I formulate my content. It's very important to be aware of which audience are you trying to get, not which audience are you getting. So the metrics that we're pulling in, we will change them along the way to basically get the right audience in. It's so important. Meaning that if we're growing too fast, based on the questions that people are asking, if they're asking like, oh, how are you going to make money with this? How are you going to make money with this? I have to change the content because I'm not getting the right audience. The question should be, okay, why content product market fit? Why product market fit? I want people that deeply care and think about marketing things, not because they're so passionate and they want to understand the art of marketing. It's still about making money. But you ask these questions because you don't want to make $1,000. You want to make $1 million, $10 million, right? Now, why do I want those people in my audience that want to make $1 million, $10 million? Because I don't want to sell products that are $20. I want to sell products that are $5,000, $10,000 a pop. Right? Like, I mean, that's my dream. I don't know if we're going to get there. I might end up selling, $20 subscriptions, $100 subscriptions, $1,000 subscriptions, who knows? But I know that I love dealing with a higher net worth audience with higher purchase power because I am able to deliver a very, very valuable service for these. So I'm willing to cater to enterprise clients with enterprise style service that like they've never seen before. Knowledge, reply times, calls, everything. Because I don't want to deal with retards. Like I cannot deal with an audience that is stingy, the bottom of the market. As an entrepreneur, I despise building products for that audience because you deal with a lot of customer service, a lot of complaints. It also means that it's very difficult to find this audience. It's difficult to get their trust, and there's not that many of them. So this is the 1%, let's say, to make it like overburden fight. It's not 1%, it's maybe 10, 15% of the total global audience, but it's definitely not the 95%, right? And that's a clear distinction. So now you understand why there's no jump cuts in these videos, why I'm not shouting, why I don't have any crazy edits around me, why these videos are so basic. I'm just a guy talking, explaining everything as I think they should be. And what that's going to attract is it's going to attract clients in the future. Inevitably, if I keep it going for 1,000 days, I will have a client, right? It doesn't matter. That pays $10,000 a month, right? What happens? I need to provide enough value. I need to know actually what I'm doing. So if I don't know any of these things, I have to fit with the mainstream audience of the jump cuts of this. And I've done that, right? I mean, even in the affiliate marketing, I used clickbaity titles. I used all these different things to get people's attention. But at the same time, I had very different type of content where everybody made like 6 minutes, 12 minutes videos. My average video is like 30 minutes to an hour, right? And I have done short videos because it's a learning process. Again, there's no right or wrong way. The audience changes over time. People that I initially catered to when I was like 16 when I did the trading cards. These people and then were also 16. Now I'm 33. These people are also now 33. Interests change, behaviors change, global patterns change. TikTok is massive, but guess what? Snapchat is also still massive. One of my major business successes were Snapchat ads way back in the day. We were in the Pioneer program, and they're still relevant. Where Facebook ads, it's still relevant, but less so because of all the compliance reasons. TikTok right now is massive, right? In terms of evolvement from what it once was to what it is now. So the content product market fit and the product market fit will be very important. The goal here is to get a selective audience that has a higher relative purchase power, that will consume the content we provide and receive value from it. So there is no initial plan for direct monetization. My main goal is to, let me write it here, the LinkedIn, the X, and the YouTube, right? They need to follow into this newsletter. Why? Because I want to own the audience. Right? This audience is owned by YouTube, they can ban me any day. This audience is owned by X, they can ban me any day. This audience is owned by LinkedIn, they can ban me any day. I need to control an email list. This is 2001 online marketing. If you don't own these channels, you are not in charge. You're not operating a business. So if you have a YouTube channel that has millions of subscribers and you have no community where you've captured the audience, a community that you own, not Discord, not Telegram. Again, these platforms own the audience. I'm talking about a newsletter, anything that you can directly communicate with the audience without any third party, then you're not running a business, you're running a hobby, where there's nothing wrong with that. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just too risky for me with the goals that I have. So I'm going to start a newsletter. The newsletter is the lowest barrier of entry. It is 1 email a week. I'm going to send it out every Friday. So next Friday, even if I have one person on the email list, that is going out. And that allows me to directly communicate with you. Could I put you in a Discord group? Could I put you in a Telegram group? Could I put you in a LinkedIn group, in a Facebook group? I had massive Facebook groups that I owned before. Sure. I could do that, but I don't want to. I think the audience that I'm trying to populate, this audience, is very much willing for me to get their email, to be able to communicate with them. And like I've said before, and some of you did, and I appreciate you, you can also send me a connection request on LinkedIn. If you want to send me a message, I will answer you. But ideally, for a large audience, not thousands of people, right? I will communicate with them on the news that they want to know about. Again, content product market fit will be solidified, which will lead to content for the newsletter, right here. So that's basically what we're going to do next week. So for the next 7 days, because today is Sunday, so tomorrow, Monday, everything really basically starts rolling. That was my original launch plan. I just launched 2 days early because I was ready. And I don't like to waste time. So YouTube content, LinkedIn content, Twitter content. You will see it all here every single day. The struggles, the ups and downs, the results. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe bad, right? We're at 47 subscribers. This is mainly people that liked my old content, that want to know about the business content. This needs to be cleaned up and reset basically completely. And, somebody already accepted. Who was that? So the guy that we sent an invite to just accepted. It works, guys. And I love to do things that work. So I'm going to accept these people as well. I didn't see that. So now we're already +3. So we wanted to grow +10 per day. For today, we're already, 10 per day. We're already +3, 7 more to go for today. It's 5 p.m. I have about 4 more hours. I like to sleep early. Let's see if it can be done, right? So if you have any questions, feel free to check them down in the comments below and I'll be sure to have a look. I will answer them on the next video live. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.